Okay. And then I will let you take it away then. And if
O-
anybody has any questions, you can put them in the chat too, just so we keep the mics on mute.
Okay, great. Well, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Severo, and I am with the Value Line, and I have been asked by the library to give an overview of the Value Line website, so you'll be able to navigate it and know of all of its functions, or most of them. I'll take it as slow as I can, demonstrating each of the different sections. And again, if you do have any questions, type them in, and Siobhan, I'm sure, will share with us periodically what those questions are. I've created a login through the library's account, so you'll see exactly what you should see, no more, no less. So that's why you see Welcome Greenwich in the right. You'll see this welcome page. There's a number of different here. Not all of them will pertain to the library per its subscription, but certainly I will show you those that do. So we're going to begin with the dashboard. So here in the dashboard, you'll have this quick links module or table. And this is where you'll have all of the entitlements shown that the library does subscribe to. So everything that's highlighted within the quick links, you would have access to. Anything that is grayed out, if you attempt to uh, log into it, it'll tell you it's not part of the subscription. So what you do have is access to much of the stock or equity information. That also includes the different sections from our print publication. So many of you may be familiar with our print. That's been around since the days of the Depression. So we're talking almost 100 years at this point. So you do have those various sections that you can access. That would include, for example, the selection and opinion newsletter that is updated on a weekly basis. So this will have information and articles pertaining to stocks. It may highlight a new stock that we're introducing to the Value Line universe, different types of screens that we've created, and all types of economic and market information within this little periodical. And you'll note the date, February 15th, which is actually tomorrow. So again, this coincides with the print, which is when it's released to those print subscribers. One of the nice features about the online is that you actually get this information days before the print subscribers do. This report, for example, would have been available as of this past Monday morning after 8 o'clock Eastern. And next Monday morning, after 8 o'clock Eastern, this information will be revised to coordinate with issue 7. So you'll see the issue 7 issue of the Selection and Opinion newsletter, again, after next Monday morning, 8 o'clock, and again, before our print subscribers receive it on what would be 22nd of December. Okay. So yes, you have the summary and index. You have the current issue of the investment survey. So this again will show all of the companies that are going to be featured in the issue that's being released to our print subscribers tomorrow. So you'll see here all of the stocks that are in that particular issue. You'll see here the cover page. So this is what it'll look like for those that are receiving their print in the mail following days. So it'll highlight certain industries and then the companies within those industries. But again, this was available to you as online users as of this past Monday, 8 o'clock. And then next Monday morning, everything will be revised to coincide with the next issue. Okay. Now, in addition to equity information, well, to continue on the tangent, for those that utilize our services, particularly when using our ranking system, you have that information here. So it'll show the rank changes for both the small and mid cap as well as the investment survey universes. So you'll see here, for example, how on a weekly basis we will be able to show you all of the stocks that changed rank. This is archived going back several months, so at any particular time you can go in and see what stocks had a rank change, either their rank moving up or moving down. And then you have supplementary reports. So obviously things can happen in the financial world on a given day. So if there's any newsworthy information for a particular company within our universe that should be made mention, excuse me for a moment. I got knocked out for a moment. Let me just quickly stop again. Apologies for that. Okay, so this is our supplementary reports. So that if there's any newsworthy items that come up on a daily basis for any of the stocks in our universe, we make mention of them here. So you'll see even here for today, there's a couple of mentions for some companies. Let me just click on one to give you an idea of what the typical supplementary might look like. So the supplements can be anything, for example, such as company reporting their latest quarterly numbers, perhaps a change in upper management. Maybe there's a possible merger or acquisition between two companies, or maybe a company is spinning off one of their subsidiaries. Anything of that nature would be mentioned in any of these supplementary reports. So you'll be able to view that here. So this looks like Moderna is mentioning trial results from one of their medicines. So that usually can help boost their stock price. Mention of information like that. Okay. Now we also have, in addition, historical archives. So anyone that's looking to research a particular stock historically, you're able to do that now. So if you were to type in a stock, for example, this is the ticker symbol for Microsoft, you can go back and view any of the reports for Microsoft going back as far as 1997. And 1997 is the furthest back that we have any information for this historical archives section. Not every company will have information going back to 1997, but for those that do, that would be the first year that you would be able to find any information, historical information for some companies. Now, also within this quick links module or table that can be found within the dashboard, we have other information available as well. We have these special reports, monthly newsletters that are created by our research department that will help to highlight certain companies that they want you to know about. So, for example, with special situations, this will actually highlight two stocks. And each of these stocks will be not much in terms of history. They're not as well established as, say, a McDonald's or a Walt Disney company. These stocks have little history, but in the eyes of our research department, they feel they have great potential for growth. And the reason why we feature two stocks in special situations is that one is for the more aggressive investor, one for the more conservative investor. Each of those reports are about 3 pages, but they give you a little more in-depth look at the companies and why they're being recommended. Our December recommendations should be coming out very soon. We also have 2 other newsletters for stocks, the Select as well as Dividend Income and Growth. So again, these will feature one stock. The Select will feature any of the stocks that are featured in our investment survey universe and publication. The other Dividend Income and Growth will also highlight stocks that pay dividends, and they're usually stocks that have had a full history as well. Then we also feature some other types of information as well. For example, exchange traded funds or ETFs. So there's a whole service here. So you're able to screen, for example, for those ETFs. So we present to you the screener, which will help you to identify which ETFs may be desirable per the fields that you use for selection and for filtering. And just to show you a little bit of how this would work, so if we were to take a look at only the ETF ranks of 1, this will narrow down to less than 200. That's from a starting point of about 20,000 exchange traded funds. And if we actually run the screen, this will show you the list of all funds. Obviously not all at once, but it'll show you a few at a time, and you can certainly change the dynamics in that. And if you wanted to get more information about a particular fund on this list, you would click on the ticker symbol. You would be presented with a report on that particular fund, giving you all of the essential information about the fund. Okay. You can screen for funds, you can look for particular funds. So this will help in terms of that for the exchange traded fund. And then we've also have a new service, mergers and acquisitions. So this will help to identify in again, the opinion of Value Line, those companies that may be subject to a merger and acquisition, or if they're not, they certainly should. And Value Line will present its case for why they think they would be a good candidate for a merger and acquisition. You'll see the report right here. And each month this gets updated and will highlight what companies would likely be served by a merger and acquisition.
We have a quick question in the chat box. What is the scale? 1 being highest or lowest?
In the Value Line universe, for all of our ranks, 1 would be the highest, 5 would be the lowest.
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. All right, so that's the essence of the quick links module or table. Again, that can be found here within the dashboard. So next I'm going to move on to browse research. And this is where users can come in and start doing research on individual stocks. You'll see the 2 search boxes here. You can utilize either one of those to type in either a company name or a ticker symbol for that company. You just scroll down a little bit. So you'll see the coverage universe right here. So currently the library has access to what we call the Pro Elite level. So that will give users a universe of about 5,000 stocks. And so if you were to click on the Pro Elite link, it'll list all of the stocks within that universe. If you wanted to narrow it down to say only those stocks that can be found in our investment survey universe, then you would click on Analyst Covered. If you wanted to look at the stocks that are featured in our other publication, small and mid cap. That small and mid cap featured, you click on there. And then all of the rest would be the non-published equities. So you can find information on them. They would not be highlighted in either of the two publications, at least not for the time being. And separately Dow 30. You have these featured lists here as well. So the recent timeliness rank updates, the recent commentary updates, these actually mimic what we saw earlier in the dashboard in the quick links module. So the recent timeliness rank updates will again show all of the stocks that have had a rank change for this week. And then the recent commentary updates will show all of the stocks that will be appearing in the upcoming print issue. We also have predefined screens here. So these are screens that have already been created. And we do also have a separate screener that you can use to create your own screens, and I'll show you that momentarily. We have the industry screens, which will list the 100 or so industries that we feature within our universe. And so you can click on an industry to find out what the current makeup of that industry is. So if you click on advertising, for example, these would be all of the stocks that are currently in the Valley Line advertising industry. And you'll note this button right here, so you can actually get the industry report. Again, for in this case, advertising. Okay. So let's say someone comes into the library, wants to begin researching a couple of stocks. So again, they would go into this area, browse research, and start typing in a symbol or a name. And as they do so, they'll always be presented with a menu of possible options in case they're not sure of the spelling. Once they find the company they're looking for, they would click on it. And they'll be redirected to what we call the digital profile for this stock. Now, the profile is made up of these modules, again, similar to what we saw in the dashboard area. As you can see, there's quite a few modules as we scroll down, and each of them have a specific data set of information. You'll see this little box that's partially hidden. If you place your cursor over it, you can actually see it pop out, and you'll be able to view the names of all of the modules that we have. So it includes total return percent, peers, business overview, financial strength ratings, PDF reports, and so forth. You'll see some in this hidden area here. You can utilize them. You just simply need to click, and it'll fall down to the bottom of the screen, but you can access it as well. Now, with these modules here, you'll be able to see all types of information. For the ranks, for example, anytime you see show, you can click on it to get definitions of what that information is in here. Same thing here with the financial strength grade rating, but you can utilize all of this information here. If you were to click on the boxes here in the upper right corner of each module, you can actually expand this information to retrieve any historic information that might be available. So you can get reports going back a few years, in this case for OEM. And the same would be true for some of the other modules. And you'll see where you'll be able to print out this information as well. Okay, now we understand that there will be some folks that are transitioning from print to online. So that's why we still are making the print reports available. You'll see this link right here, PDF reports. If you click on it, there'll be a drop-down menu. You'll see the dates of the last four reports from our print. So the latest report would be first. So this is what our reports typically look like on the print side. And as you can see, there's a lot of information jammed on this one page. So that's what's been making our online service a little more popular, because we've broken up the page, so to speak, and now a user is able to focus on a particular part of the report and be able to focus on the individual numbers. Okay, now just above that in this area right here, these are actually scroll bars that will allow you to look at different data points. And almost all of these data points are related to pricing. And we do, in fact, have intraday pricing. So pricing is delayed about 15 minutes. But any type of information related to pricing, like PE ratio, dividend yield, you'll be able to see that in the quick, so to speak. Okay, and I got to mention here within this PDF reports link, you can, if you click on View More, this will open up, and you'll be able to view an archive of the reports going back at least 3 years. So if you wanted to find out about 3M and what was going on there back in October of 2020, you can do so. And on the right side here, in addition to those same reports, if we drop down this menu here, you can also look at industry reports, current and historical, as well as back issues of the Selection and Opinion newsletter and the summary. Okay, so this will go back at least a year. Okay, and then if someone wanted to continue and look at another report, they can go up to this search box here, begin typing in a symbol or a name. Once they find that company, they'll be able to click on it and be presented with that digital profile that I mentioned, along with access to the PDFs from the print. Okay, so that's browse research right there. The next area is markets. And within the markets area, we have the economic calendar. So this will show the weekly government reports that you hear about, the GNP, housing starts, unemployment. You'll be able to view that for the current week, the past weeks, or if it's what's going to be reported in the next couple of weeks. Stock market today will help to show you, we'll be able to show you reports that have been created by our research department. They are daily reports, or at least Monday through Friday, before the open of the market every day, the stock markets. One of our research analysts will have a small write-up concerning what may occur in the stock market during the course of the business day, or what may have transpired overnight or overseas. If any particular industry is being highlighted, or a particular company, or group of companies, or anything pertaining to the stock market will be mentioned here. And you can also find these same reports in the dashboard area as well. The next area is Find Ideas. And within Find Ideas, you'll find a couple of tools that hopefully will be helpful. For example, the screener. I had mentioned earlier that we've created some screens, but this is where you can also be creative, create your own screens. Let me just close this for a moment. So here on the left, you'll see a number of different categories. Between them all, there are about 240 fields that you can screen on. So they include the data points from the balance sheet, from the income statement. There's also growth rate information to screen on, estimates, projections, ranks, ratings, earnings per share, latest quarter information. It defaults up into what we call basic criteria. So these are fields that are borrowed from some of the other categories we just saw. And these are probably the more that include our.
We're losing your sound a little bit. Just I don't know. I don't know if anyone else is having trouble with it, but it's going out a little bit.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Oh, that sounds better. Yeah.
Okay, sorry about that.
Thank you.
So yeah. So again, this area, basic criteria, borrows from some of our other categories. So the more commonly used fields for screening. We do include, again, the preset screens that you saw earlier under Browse Research. You can also find them here as well. So just to give you a very quick idea of how this works, let's choose an industry. Or actually, let's choose a couple of industries. So we'll say is one of. So that'll allow us to choose multiple industries. And we'll say we'll choose, how about auto parts and automotive. And then we'll see country of domicile. And we want to focus on those industries or companies based in the United States. And for trading purposes, we want to focus on those companies trading on the New York Stock Exchange. So we began with a few hundred, several hundred stocks, and we've narrowed it down to 31 stocks. And you'll see them here in the results table down below. You can sort them by any one of the fields that you see here. You'll see some of these tabs here. With the exception of the custom tab, all of these others are pre-populated with certain data points. So with the ratings and ranks, for example, all of the pertinent ratings and ranks are featured here. And the same would be true for estimates and projections, profitability, and so forth. The custom tab is just that. It will allow for someone to customize the information they'd like to see. So we present a number of different data points that you can pick and choose from and be able to view them right here. Okay. And if someone thinks that they're going to be able to use a particular screen periodically, they can come in and save it or give it a name. And once they do so, they'll be able to retrieve it by going to Open Save Screen and look for their particular screen up here. And then we can just reset. All right, so that's the screener. Again, that can be found in Defined Ideas. We also have the model portfolios. The model portfolios originated from the Selection and Opinion newsletter, but we've broken it out here as well. And they are just that. They are models that we created many years ago. Each of the four has a different investment strategy. Each are maintained on a weekly basis. And each of them, again, have a different investment strategy. So you can keep up to date on them. So let me just show you one. So this is portfolio 2, which would be for stocks for income and potential price appreciation, primarily suitable for more conservative investors. So within this area, you'll find the analyst commentary related to the portfolio. You'll find the 20 stocks that always make up the portfolio, as well as the criteria that's used for selection. Again, you'll note the December 15th date, which is tomorrow. And once again, as online users, you'll have access to this information as of the preceding Monday. So next Monday morning after 8 o'clock Eastern, the publishing date will change to coincide with next Friday's release of the next print issue. The commentary will certainly change. The portfolio may or may not change. If there are any changes, it'll be duly noted in the commentary. Okay. Now, from this area here, you can also access some of the information that you would have found in the dashboard area. Here's the one for mergers and acquisitions and the ETF services, special situations, select dividend income and growth to access those here from Find Ideas as well. And then you do have the watch list. So if there's a particular set of stocks that you want to keep eyes on, you're able to do so. So you can create a watch list. It can contain upwards of 50 stocks. And once you've created it, you can go ahead and save it. And on a weekly basis, you'll be able to note any changes with any data points that you see here. And if you wanted to explore further anything about that particular stock in your list, then you would just go ahead and click on the company name. It's a hyperlink, and it'll send you over to Browse Research, where you've seen the digital profile along with access to the PDFs.
We have a question also in regards to the articles. Who is writing all of the articles?
The articles are written by our research department, which are made up of research analysts, and they work in conjunction with statisticians and quant people. They go through a very rigorous process to be able to do what they do, and they have to be very well qualified, deep background in finance. Vast majority of our research analysts have MBAs. So it's a very qualified group. So that's the essence of our research. Right. Last but not least, and probably very important for everyone, would be investment education right here. So within investment education, you'll find a number of different links. Within this area, you'll have a lot of information, whether you're a first-time user, whether you're new to finance and the stock market, or even if you're a veteran, a lot of questions can be answered here. So for example, Valley Line Universe. So it's a 4-part section, again, composed for those that are looking to learn more about things. So it's broken down in 4 parts: investment basics, investment strategies, building a portfolio, studying stock. And within each of the sections, you'll see further information that, again, can be very useful to help you learn more about investing, portfolio building, and so forth. You'll also have understanding Valley Line research. So this will help to explain many of the data points that you would find either within our digital profile or on our tear sheets. For example, the ranking system is explained here quite a bit more in depth. Shows you how it's used, how it's created. And you'll find the same thing along with analyst commentary, valuation, rates of change, financial strength, and so forth. You have a FAQ section here, which works in conjunction with the other sections I previously showed you. There was a question earlier about the Thomas rank, so this will help to explain it quite a bit more, or explain as much. Again, what we saw a moment ago will help to explain it more in depth. But you'll see here, to terms of content, the different tools that we feature, equity coverage, non-equities, and so forth. The glossary. So practically every single phrase or term that you can find throughout the website can be found here with definition. And then tools and guides. Section here on navigating the website. So within browse research, for example, there's a charting tool. You're able to learn how to use that, how to use the screener as well, and general navigation. We do have instructional videos. I believe I've sent the video link that's specific to libraries previously. Siobhan, do you know if that's true or not? You have that those links set up.
That might have been shared with one of my colleagues, but if you can send it to me again, that would be really helpful.
Okay, sure. All right. So
Thank
yeah,
you.
so I'll send that, and again, that would be specific to libraries and its patrons. So I will send that, and that can be set up on there. All right. So let me just recap at this point. So again, we have the dashboard. So you have that quick links. Again, it'll give you the access to whatever the library has subscribed to. It includes equities, all of the information from our print subscriptions, as well as supplementary reports, historical archives, the special reports that highlight certain stocks on a monthly basis, and then the merger and acquisition service, as well as the ETF service. Browse research, again, to allow you to search individual stocks, utilizing the search boxes to find certain stocks. Again, the coverage is the pro elite level, so you have the largest universe that we offer. The featured lists right here. Markets information with the weekly economic calendar and the stock market today write-ups from our research department. And then within Find Ideas, again, some of those tools that I mentioned, the screener, the model portfolios, the watch list, as well as, again, access to the other reports that we saw in the dashboard area. And then finally, the investment education section with Value Line Universe, understanding the Value Line research, frequently asked questions, the glossary, the tools, and guides. Okay, any questions at this point? Okay, well, I can understand if questions may come up later on. If so, please ask your library staff and they can relay the questions to me, and I'll be more than happy to get back with an answer. Otherwise, if there's no other questions, I thank you very much for your time and attention. I hope this was helpful. And certainly, the more you use it, the more familiar you'll become with where things are and how they're used. But if certainly you have any questions, you can certainly utilize sections from investment education. Otherwise, have the questions posed by the library staff. More than happy to. Yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. And yeah, like you said, if there's any questions, send them my way. And I'm going to send a follow-up email to everyone so you have my email. And I will make sure we get an answer for you. So thank you for your time today.
Okay, thank you very much.
Right.
Enjoy the rest of the day and happy holidays to everyone.
Thank you, you too.
All right.
Bye.